Happy holidays, everybody. You are now tuned in to the recap with the GoodFellaz podcast. You know how we do every week, talking about everything that went down in a holiday um, frame of mind these days. Shout out to everybody tuned in right now. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. The bad guys is in the building. It's your boy Tommy Guns alongside my man, Dav Noble.
Yo, what up, everybody?
Got Sha Montana.
What up?
Karev Ya, Heritage Hip Hop.
Peace and blessings and salute.
And shout out to Big A. He will be in the building in a little while. He had to do Big A things, whatever that means. And we here, we post holiday, you know what I'm saying? We had to take a break for Thanksgiving. Happy whatever holiday you celebrate, happy holidays to you. And if you don't celebrate holidays, hey, whatever. So, but anyway, it feels good, just to have topics to talk about other than politics for a change. A lot went down. We got some sports to talk about. We got some movie stuff to talk about. We got a lot of entertaining stuff to talk about. So I think first things first, one of the big things going down during the course of the weekend was the fight, the Tyson-Roy Jones fight.
Word.
And your boy Nate Robinson, that undercard was interesting to say the least.
Oh, man,
so shout out to all my boxing fans out there. First things first, what'd you guys think about the fight, and what'd you guys think about the undercard fight, specifically your boy Nate Robinson?
Now we're gonna let Shaw take this, because Shaw was on Facebook asking a question. Because everybody by now knows what happened in that fight, so I'm gonna let Shaw ask that question.
But wait,
we go deal
for
with
everybody
that.
who doesn't know, just let's set it up right. For everybody who doesn't know, who can break down what happened on that infamous fight before the main event? Who wants to give the details before Shaw goes into
anybody see the Great White Hype? Just reverse races, and that's pretty much that's pretty much what happened.
What was the name of the dude that Nate Robinson was fighting, by the way? I don't even know.
Jake Paul. He was fighting Jake Paul. Jake Paul, the old troll dude. That was the dude who used to do all them splits in them videos and something. It was with him dudes in them Vine videos and stuff. But he was famous for that, and I don't know how they wound up fighting, but I remember watching a video of Nate Robinson. And Nate Robinson, he was in there boxing. He said he don't know what it's like to be in the mud. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and somebody need teeth. And I'm sitting there like, man, this dude about to get knocked out. Yeah. And I knew he's about to get knocked out because he wasn't training like that. And you can tell from the first punch, that man was not training. He got in there and thought that him being black and being an athlete and being from the streets and getting a couple of fights back, it was going to go in there and win that fight. And Logan Paul actually trained for that fight and put that man to sleep.
By the way, Nate Robinson, former NBA player, just to add the context to it. So he was making the transition apparently to boxing or whatever.
Context.
You know what I mean? Matter of fact, he was on the Celtics, right?
Come on, man, don't do that.
Knicks, bro.
He was on the Knicks.
Oh, I think it's Shaw, because you was
okay.
You were standing for him. So I'm like, Shaw's a Celtics. Yeah, I should have.
It's worse. That man wore Knicks colors, bro. He had some Knicks.
Yeah,
no Air Force trainers. I'm like, man, why would you do that to yourself? That's why I'm like,
the spirit of the Knicks haunted him in that fight.
But Shaw asked the question. Shaw, go ahead, man. What's that question, Mr. Montana?
The question is, are we on code if we're out here making fun of Nate Robinson?
All right. What's
Define we, by the way?
People of color, black, brown men, black, brown people.
Okay.
And what's the code?
The code is pretty much from I guess if you let my son tell it, we shouldn't be doing things that kind of make us look bad among other people.
Okay.
I think what you mean to say is that we shouldn't make fun of him because he's black and he got knocked out by a white guy. Did I paraphrase that correctly?
You kind of oversimplifying it.
Okay, all right. Well, can you unsimplify it?
Several times by a white.
To begin with, I'm open. This isn't one of those things where I'm 100% sold one way or the other, but I do believe that we have to be mindful when we as people of color clown each other, because we also have other people that are watching us that already don't have respect for us, excuse me, and are seeing the lack of respect we have for one another.
Bro, WAP just won like an American Music Award.
Exactly.
Like, I'm pretty sure that if something was gonna be the symbol of somebody, just
I think if Malcolm X wasn't rolling in his grave after WAP, I don't think Nate Robinson pushed him over the edge.
Nah, I get it. You don't want to make fun of you know, you don't want to look like you're tearing down other black folks, but that mentality is crazy at times, and I get it. Like, I don't want to tear down other people. I try not to tear down and drag people over the internet because, yeah, like, you know, those are people. But at the same time, it's like, you can't be let's be pro-black, and then turn on music about black dudes killing each other. Like, that, it doesn't add up. Like, it just doesn't. So to me, it's like, I'm not gonna make fun of Nate Robinson, but Nate Robinson clowned himself because he was talking mad, you know, he was talking that stuff before the fight and didn't train. And this dude trained and he knocked him out. To me, I'm like, listen, Nate Robinson earned that L, period.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like a street fight to me. If you talking all that trash in the street fight and you get knocked out, guess what? You're going to get clowned. You got to take that, move on.
You got to carry that L, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, take that L, move on.
But, you know, I think that in a more general sense, I think that we do have to take into account things like that. So even if in this particular case we're right, I think it is at least something that we have to look at and think about as people of color that are trying to be taken serious.
Okay.
You know, everybody here, you know, all four brothers that are here on this podcast, like, we are, you know, brothers that go out into society. We're articulate, we're intelligent, you know what I'm saying? And we're able to kind of bust some of these or destroy some of these stereotypes that people have of us. You know, but in general, it's an uphill battle for people like us to go out there, because no other race, in my honest opinion, broadcast their own failures more than we do.
I actually disagree with that. But before we get into why I disagree with that, Karev, what's your 2 cents on this this subject? Do you agree? Do you think he deserved the L? What you think?
Yeah, I do. I think he deserves every joke that comes his way, because if I don't know of anybody else, if you've never ever trained for boxing, you don't really appreciate how hard it is to box. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I love boxing, and I've trained for boxing. And 3 minutes is long as hell in a ring. So that's why I even understood why they knocked it down to 2 in the main event for the elder statesman.
Word.
But to get into the ring, period, there's a mental exercise you got to go through to be able to hold your hands up, because your hands get heavy by themselves, and your hands being up affects your breathing. If this man didn't leave no breath control and how to throw a punch to get ready for this fight, and he's going against somebody who's trying to make a name for himself, because the internet is how he makes a living. So he came up in his mind and said, you know what? If I take this serious, I could probably do something and gain some more fame. So he put
in his jersey.
That man put his livelihood on the line for a fight that somebody else took for a joke because they get a paycheck. Think about that.
Yeah.
Nah, he deserves every joke he gets, because at the end of the day, don't talk crap about a man and then talk about how you're going to do this to a man. And then as soon as you get into the ring, you forget that man was showing up. I'm good, yo. He earned that one.
For real, yo. Honestly, to me, there's no, you don't get a pass for being of a certain race versus anybody else. Like you take a L, you wear that L. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing if this was serious, but like, yo, he took it as a joke and he got knocked out. And humor is universal, man. I don't care if he was fighting a Chinese guy, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Because if he was fighting another black dude, like, would you be clowning him then? At what point is like, you know what I mean? At what point is humor acceptable? You know what I mean? And let's keep it 100. Like, like every race does some clown stuff from the president on up, and if you deserve to get clown, you get clown. Like, what race is excluded from, you know what I mean? Like catching L's and getting clown. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel that's very, you know what I mean? If you do something clownish, you're going to get laughed at. You know what I'm saying? It's not like something serious happened and it was like, nah, he earned that L. So if it's funny, I'm gonna laugh. That's how I look at it.
I mean, if somebody takes an L in society and it's not of their own creating, I get it. Like, you don't have to drag everybody's misfortune. If somebody's, marriage ended or something like that, or somebody's, I don't know, their kids or like, whatever. If they say something unpopular, like, you don't have to join in the dragging of that. And if that person says something and they get dragged for it, like, I get it. You can support if it's, as long as you're not saying nothing crazy. But I mean, like, how people kind of jump the gun on stuff. Like, I get that, support those people. But if you talking that talk and you get slumped, I mean, that's a door that you open. You're gonna have to walk through that, and he can come back. I don't know how, but he can come back from it. But he just got to take some time, disappear for a little bit.
Yeah.
Or he could put his name on designer pillows.
Yo, I'm telling you.
Sell pillows or something. I mean, look, I don't know how many memes I've seen about getting a good nap. You want to go Nate? I mean, you can bring his own shirt.
You want to go Nate?
Yeah, you want to go Nate?
You want to go Nate?
You got. I mean, look, that's the best thing he can do. He can make the best thing to get away from this is to make fun of it yourself.
Or make fun of himself, or just
and
come out and be like, "Yo, I got knocked out. That dude caught me. That was what it like." But see, there's a pride problem in that. And
but better that can we really give this guy 100% that he has a pride issue? This is the same guy who won the dunk contest. This is the same guy who got on him for wifing up an Instagram model. I guess he got into his life. He couldn't stay in the NBA, so he went out for tight end for the San Diego Chargers. He didn't make that. So now he came back to do this. I give Nate Robinson credit that he kept pushing forward, and now you're still talking about him.
Yeah.
So now, if he really was chasing the bag or trying to get a check, he has what he needs to do it. I mean, salute to everybody in the hood selling weed that's called the Nate pack with Nate laying down on the front of the bag. Y'all are geniuses.
Already?
Y'all are doing what Nate couldn't.
Already?
Smoking on that Nate pack. Look, everybody out there with the Nate pack, look, y'all are entrepreneurs. Just put it into something positive. You know what I'm saying? Nate Robinson could go into it.
We live in the age of trolling. Like, there's nothing you can't turn into an event. Like, the president of the United States lost the election and he pretended like he did it. So, like, 6ix9ine at one point was a popular rapper. Like we live in the age of the troll. So there's nothing. Like I said, it's one thing. That is humor. Humor is not the same thing as dragging down somebody, you know what I mean? Like, my fellow brother. And it's like, nah, humor is humor. And, there's been hundreds of cats, you know what I'm saying? Like, like hundreds of cats who've done something that was laugh worthy and we laughed. And then life goes on, you didn't bring down the race or the country because of it. Sometimes you got to learn how to laugh.
Oh, about to mute this.
But sometimes when you realize that it's your race that's always being laughed at, you got to factor that in.
Yeah, but
you can't just continuously be the butt of everybody's joke.
I mean,
and your own jokes.
We
make fun of ourselves too much.
To be honest, though, one of my favorite shows is Ridiculousness.
Yes,
and literally, Ridiculousness is nothing but watching majority like white Caucasian people do crazy, stupid stuff.
Jackass.
I just laugh at it and laugh at it's hilarious. I mean, I get the idea of not wanting to see somebody that looks like you continuously, drag. But my thing is, so I'm like I said, if you don't want to, it's
well, you just kind of made my point. We got to stop doing the dragging.
But it's not the other people. Like it's us. Like we're the ones doing it to ourselves. So what?
But it goes back to my point. Are we on code for making fun of them?
Yes, because that's what comedy is all about.
Comedy is universal.
That's what being us is all about.
In this situation, I think so because he brought it on himself.
So okay, but like, I get this particular case. But what I'm saying is, in general, we're the butt of everybody's damn jokes, man. We're the least people taken serious. People do not take that. Sorry?
Why would you say that?
What do you mean? Why would I say that?
I would say if we're talking social, I'm saying if we're talking social media, right?
I'm trying.
For the most part, like quote unquote Black Twitter is like a thing. Like it's not like the man was like, yo, here, let's corrupt the hood. Here's Instagram. Like, nah, it's humor, like there's a whole culture of, I don't know, Black comedians, Latino comedians. Like, this is what they do. Like they make money out of it. I mean,
when John Boyega came out and was going off against Disney, I see mad people, the racist people were coming at him, and the Black community was right there to back him up every step of the way. And that dude ain't even American, but they were there. Like, they supported that dude, and they tried to do, come at him with that racist stuff, and they, people supported him. Of every race, they went at them people.
Yeah,
I think it's when you make a fool of yourself, and you say things that you can't back up, and then you get slumped, and you take a fight meant to highlight this event that you didn't train for. Like, you went out here and did this. You deserve to get dragged because you talked that talk and you got dragged. You tried to out troll the troll, but the troll trained and knocked you out. Like, it's the L. But other situations, more serious ones, I get it. You don't want to see people like, you consistently dragged, but I don't know if I see that as consistent.
I'm going to bring it back to social media for one point. I'm tired of seeing people of color post post memes talking about only Black people do this. Only Latino. I hate that, bro.
I hate that. I don't even repost. Now, I'm going to say, I do watch the Crime Faces because that joint be hilarious, bro. So, what did he say? I can't hear him. He's muted.
I said, shout out to my man Sal from Crime Faces. Salute.
There you go. Like, a good fight video has always been, stuff to watch. I don't know, man.
We saw one hell of a one this past weekend.
There's content. There's always content out there. I mean, I'm sure
I look at it the same way. It's like Dave Chappelle, right? To me, one of my favorite comedians. Like, the way his comedy is, it's like he's him. He has no problem using whatever words necessary to bring up his point. And like let's say certain people, let's say in Middle America, or whatever, like, why is he using the N-word? Why is he doing this? Why? Like, nah, funny is funny because you don't understand or you don't like it. That's on you. It to me, it's the same thing. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, if it was a Chinese dude that knocked him out, are we allowed to laugh at him? Like, at what point is it okay to laugh? And then once you do that,
also, if he had came out and knocked out Logan Paul, there'd been mad memes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And nobody would have said anything. But as I said, I think it depends on the situation. If it is.
Yeah. If you earn the L, take the L. You know what I'm saying? Like let's be real. Like when Meek Mill and Drake was going at it, and Meek was getting clowned back in the day, like, bro, you earned some of them L's. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean it's not the end of the world. He rebounded. He didn't jump. You know what I mean? Like, life goes on.
More of these dudes need to jump in the ring and settle their beefs with some gloves. For real, for real.
Yeah.
So
Because I feel like otherwise we're being phony. And like, if you know what I mean? Like, thou shalt not laugh at, like, man, get out of here. I mean, you know, keep it real. Like, when it's your turn to clown somebody, clown somebody. But if you deserve the L, take the L. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna do something that's unpopular, and I'm gonna say, you know, I'm gonna concede as far as specifically the Nate Robbins situation or anybody that kind of puts themselves in a situation to be clowned. Although I will stand on my general point, which is that I think that, you know, we do have to kind of hold ourselves more accountable and be more serious in general as a people.
Which I agree with.
Now I will agree with Shah when it comes to when I know I saw a post on social media not too long ago where it talks about like how when like minority men show their emotions, they end up on memes and we share those memes over and over and over again. Like it was just talking about like, you know, just being emotional in situations for minorities sometimes, especially like black men, is always a hard thing to do because you're not supposed to show those emotions. So in those situations, like if something happens to somebody and you see them vulnerable, you see them crying, or they're giving an award show, like I think they should be commended, you know, for like, okay, like if dude cries because he won an Oscar, like, yeah, the man, don't clown that dude. Like that man's happy. Like, you know, props to him for being able to, if that's what he, you know, if that's how he feels, you know, let the man like cry, you know, if your parents, you know, because men do cry. So I think in those situations, I agree with Shaw. Like if something like that happens and somebody's clowning somebody just because they cried or they showed some emotion that's not supposed to be, I guess, like alpha male, and you know, we can drag, like in those situations I'd be like, yeah, I'm not going to drag somebody for you know, crying or something, like in a situation that may be
like
really,
Will
really
Smith.
important to them.
I feel like Will Smith is a good example.
Yeah,
like when that whole thing came out with Jada Pinkett, like, nah, I have, first of all, that's like the Fresh Prince is like part of my childhood right there, so you're not gonna go there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like,
he was getting dragged. I didn't participate in that because I was like, nah, that's kind of a weird situation. I didn't, but I think that kind of situation plays to Shah's point better than the Nate Robinson one. Because in that situation, I would agree 100% with him. Like, yo, don't drag that man. Like, we don't need to see that. Like, just that situation even for him got to be like, wait, what?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So yeah, I agree with Shah when it comes to stuff like that. Definitely.
Karev, you agree?
He in there jamming. He over there jamming. I want to know what he listening to. He jamming.
I mean, only point I can say is this: if it's funny, I'ma laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's part of being a man of color anyway. You go through some stuff where somebody always laugh at you, so then you got to balls up and be the man that you're supposed to be. It's not the L that you take, it's how you come back from them. Speaking of coming back from L's, Kevin Hart just came back from the L. You know what I'm saying? He catch hell. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump takes L's every day. He still comes back with something new. So Nate Robinson is a man. He'll get up from this. He'll be. Hey, at the end of the day, Nate Robinson will at least be popular for one more thing in the slam dunk contest. So he's okay. You know what I'm saying?
A slam dunk face contest.
We're in the era of troll. Like, yo, there's nothing you can't flip and make a little money off of if your troll game is right. It just is what it is.
Lay down and take a picture with Nate Robinson. You know what I mean? Like, whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, I gotta say
something.
Let's pay these bills real quick. You are tuned into the recap with the GoodFellaz podcast. We talking a little boxing. We're gonna come back. We might talk some wrestling. Why not? We in a sports frame of mind right now. It's your boy Tommy Guns on behalf of my man Shaw Montana, Dav Noble, AEP Presents, Karev, Heritage Hip Hop. We're gonna come back and talk about all that. But in the meantime, peace out. See you on the radio.